What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. I don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead universe and what's next. Spoiler warning for the Walking Dead universe, The Ones Who Live, Dead City, Daryl Dixon, World Beyond, spoiler warning. So I'm asking the question in this video, what's next? The Walking Dead Ones Who Live is over. One season of 6 episodes. Could we get a second season? Sure. But I don't think so because it wrapped up. It was just really complete after the 6 episodes. Now there's all these great photos going around and it was just the way it ended. It was rushed. It was fan service. It was a lot of good things, right? But we never got to see Comic Rick looking like this. There's deleted scenes going around with them at a picnic and there's a photo of Rick with this prosthetic. There's actually a video of him messing with some of the executive producers. So could we see Rick again looking like this? Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Ones Who Live are Rick and Michonne. They took out the entire CRM, Cascadia base, Major General Beale, and the Red Theory. Definitely connected and hit like no other series of the Walking Dead universe. So Rick and Michonne are back home. Judith and RJ, the Grimes family is complete, right? And it wrapped everything up too nicely, too neatly for it to kind of continue on. But that being said, if Rick and Michonne want to do another season, another series, another show, another spinoff, another this, another that, I'd be for it. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make much sense. But Rick and Michonne were essential to the success of this show. And really, the continuation of the Walking Dead universe, right? Like, I mean, Rick and Michonne went away in season 9 and season 10, and then the show wasn't the same. Yeah, Daryl's great and Carol, and, you know, different people carried different aspects of the show, but the way they panned out from this scene here seems like this is the ending for these characters. Now, they should show up again. I've said it time and time again that Rick and or Michonne and Morgan, whoever else, should be there at the end of the Daryl Dixon series, if it's 3 seasons or whatever they're doing with that, to welcome Daryl and Carol back to Alexandria or the Commonwealth. Now, Major General Beale was kind of a letdown, just like the Reapers. A lot of build-up, a lot of just fluff, and then, boop, letdown. The World Beyond characters didn't show up at all. It would have been a nice way to do that. Little cameo here, cameo there, but I guess they didn't want to do that. Couldn't pay it, budget, whatever. But either way, World Beyond connected, but didn't. We could have seen Silas. It would have made sense to see him there more than any other character. They brought in Jadis to fill in the gaps a little bit. And it's not a big deal, but it kind of is. Now, we know that Hope and Dr. Bennett and the scientists here were working on taking out the walkers with yeast or just breaking them down. Now, they weren't working for the CRM anymore after that. But could we see them again? Will there be another sort of villain that could pop up? For sure. Now that the CRM is folded, is Elizabeth Kublik, did she survive? Could we see her again? A lot of questions we're just not sure about. So the next show is the Daryl Dixon show, but season 2 of Dead City starts filming, I think on Monday, April 8th or 9th on Tuesday or whatever. But season 2 Dead City seems like an outlier show that doesn't connect at all. It's like it's doing its own thing, which is okay. And I think Negan really carries that show, definitely carried the first season. And that's okay. We have some news about Kim Coates being added as a character in season 2. And once we find out more about that show, we'll share it with you. Could we see Father Gabriel again in a different show? Could we see other spinoffs, other character, 6-episode series spinoffs, something? Sure. It was cool to see Father Gabriel, and I'm glad we got to see more characters than just Rick and Michonne. Now, that being said, I want to see even more characters. The Walking Dead universe still means a lot to me and millions of people, but it feels like it's on its way out more so than ever. And so, Father Gabriel, we found out a little information about Father Gabriel, which was kind of cool, about Rosita, you know, that thing, and then potentially why they broke up, and with Jadis, and it was just one of those things where it kind of fit the mold, but at the end of the day, Father Gabriel has nobody now. He lost Rosita, and Jadis, you know, she gone. So Father Gabriel is a player now, but it was kind of cool to see him, and I'm excited to see where the future goes for certain characters, if they go that route or not. But at the end of the day, the Walking Dead universe is, impactful in our lives, and I want to see it have a rewarding final stuff. Now, the Daryl show will be here, season 2 this summer. We don't know when it's going to be exactly, but the Daryl Dixon character is also essential for the Walking Dead universe. Daryl and Carol can do anything. That being said, not sure what they're going to do in France. Is there going to be some CRM connections? Could they be the big villains for the final stuff? For sure. Now, we know that Daryl was a background character. Sorry, Norman Reedus, not Daryl, was there on set for the first episode. He's a background character, kind of like Carl was for the end of The Walking Dead. So that explains that. And I don't know if you caught this, but the CRM always had 3 rings, right? Because it was supposed to represent Campus Colony, Portland, and I guess Omaha, or maybe even Philadelphia. But, the 3 different spots, the 3 different communities. At the end, on the helicopter that brings Rick and Michonne back to Alexandria or the Commonwealth, I'm not sure, it only has 1 circle or 1 ring, unifying 1 world, 1 thing, and that was a subtle little thing you may have missed. Now, what's kind of laughable to a lot of people is how Rick and Michonne took down this entire base with all these people around, and they just walked around and there was no security, right? Like, yes, I know that Rick and Michonne are part of this group and security would be somewhat lax, but come on, man. There was nobody in that tent with all the chlorine gas tanks and they just blew it up kind of easy, right? The Thorne character was a letdown. Like, how could you go against Rick and Michonne knowing about what the Echelon briefing was? Major General Beale has a son. Could he be the future of the next generation that a lot of people think it's going to be? And that brings up the question, what is the end game of the Walking Dead universe? World Beyond, done. Fear the Walking Dead, done. Walking Dead main show, done. So that's the 3 rings. Walking Dead universe is basically done. But what is it going to be for the final ending, last episode altogether? Will we have a reunion of Rick and Daryl and things like that? I think it has to be rewarding, just like the end of The Ones Who Live was rewarding for the fans. It just worked with Rick and Michonne coming home, staying alive, and it just makes sense that Rick and Michonne are the ones who live. They see and reunite and meet Judith and RJ, and it just works. But what's next is the question for a lot of people in the world of the Walking Dead universe. Could we see Rick and Michonne again? Is it going to be the kids with the next generation? What is the future of this? Is there going to be something where they're going to just stretch it out over and over and over and over again? It's going to be so watered down that it's going to suck? I'm not sure, but let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Big shout out to all my supporters. We truly appreciate it. Stay safe, and as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love